Welcome back. This is the fourth and final my opener special that I'm doing. As always, I'm your host, PBG Buttercup, and in this game we're actually going to be doing a 11 overpool into an 18 hatch. You've probably seen this build on Destiny stream. He likes to do it against Terran. I'm actually going to show you how to do the build against Protoss. I don't feel it's safe against Terran because I have a lot of trouble against Reaper openings with it. But you could actually tailor it to either kind of play. So we're going to hop right into it. In this build, I'm actually going to do 10 drones, and then an extractor trick to get out an 11th drone in the beginning. So we'll do that real quick here. Okay, let's get the drones going. As we did before, and I'll select the closest larva. Try to maximize every second you possibly can get on your opener. Nothing more important than having your opener very crisp and well timed. Well, that's the whole your ability basically to deflect cheese in the early game. And as we all know, that's one of the hardest things to handle. Now, you need 75 minerals to build your extractor and have enough resources to build the drone after. And cancel your extractor immediately upon queuing up your 11th drone. So see if your timings are right. It should look just like that. Get your overlord as soon as you have 11 supply. And my overlord going here. Now you're actually going to stockpile for a spawning pool. Again, like I was mentioning against Protoss, this gets you out a really quick spawning pool, which means you get a really fast queen, which is not only a good unit against early game Protoss harass, but it also lets you get basically a single extra larva inject compared to like a gas first build like I did in the second video. So anyways, you're going to drone to at least 15 here. Now you can kind of decide. You've got two options with this build. If you feel you need 4 Zerglings, you stop droning at 15, which is what I'm going to do this game. But if you feel you can get away with just 2 Zerglings, you can actually drone all the way to 16. So I'm going to drone to 15. And I'm basically just going to wait. And what's going to happen is, as soon as your pool finishes, you're going to start a gas really quick, start a queen, and your 2 Zerglings. Cancel your gas. Now, you can leave your gas up if you actually want an earlier gas, but in this build I'm not going to have an earlier gas. Immediately upon 200 minerals, send a drone to your natural to build your expansion. Your 2 lings will be following, or 2 sets of lings, so 4 total will be following to help you build a hatchery in case he's trying to block. You get the hatchery down to 18. Then you're going to build an overlord at 18 supply. And then you're going to build another overlord again after the first one is finished. So we'll get up the last overlord. Now at this point we're going to pause. If you had left your gas up, you would have actually had 17 of 18 supply. So in that case you want to build an overlord and then a drone and then an overlord. You basically want to get your second overlord of the 2. You want to get your first overlord of the 2 as fast as possible. So on 17 or 18 supply, depending upon whether you left your gas up or not. And then you want to get to 18 supply before building your second overlord. So that can kind of depend on whether you keep the gas or not. And like I was saying, if you only want 2 Zerglings, you can drone to 16. It'll all still work out the same. The only difference is that you will only have had 1 larva to build your Zergling when you took your gas right as your pool finished. So we'll play this out for just a couple more seconds so you can kind of get an idea. After your first overlord pops, your queen will be out. You'll notice that you're about 335 or whatever, and you can get out basically get a full extra inject over a 14 gas 13 pool or something along those lines. And if you continue to make drones from this point on and just survive with your 4 Zerglings, using them for scouting and map control, this is actually a very high economy build. In fact, Hatch First is the only build in the game has a higher economic advantage over this build, pretty much. So if you didn't do at least like a 13 hatch, 14 hatch, or 15 hatch, this build basically is better than any other build you could do. Now, let's go ahead and end the game here. Surrender. Show you on the build order here real quick. We'll go over it one last time. Also, I should mention, one of the reasons I said I didn't like it against Terran is it's somewhat weak against Reaper openings or super fast gas first reactor Hellion openings. because all you basically have are those 2 to 4 lings and the queen when your opponent has tech. And so I feel it's safer to either do a speed first build or a hatch first build with 2 queens against some kind of a tech Terran opener. So like I said, you can use this against Terran, but I don't prefer it. Against Protoss, this build is very strong because you get out Zergling so fast that no pylon block at the natural slows you down at all. He can't do a pylon wall with cannons. Any kind of proxy gate is basically out. Any kind of Protoss cheese is very easily deflected with this build. You have such a fast spawning pool that you can get a spine crawler up extremely quick against like a 10 forge cannon rush, all-in cannon rush. Pretty much it's a completely safe build. I use it quite commonly against Protoss. So anyway, we're going to go through the build real quick. You're going to drone yourself using an extractor trick to get to 11 supply. You're then going to build an overlord. The build order doesn't show the extractor cancel, but basically you're droning to 11 and then building an overlord. Then you're going to get your spawning pool as soon as you have 200 resources. You're going to continue to drone to either 15 or 16 supply, depending upon how many Zerglings you feel you need in your opener. You're then going to build a gas immediately upon your pool finishing, which it also doesn't show in the build order here. And you're going to either build 2 Zerglings or 1, depending upon how many drones you made, and get your queen. You then cancel your gas, or you can choose to leave your gas up. Like I said, this is a more technical opener compared to some of the ones I showed in my previous video. It's a little harder to execute efficiently. So yeah, you would either leave your gas up or cancel it. Generally speaking, against most standard Protoss builds, I don't feel you need your gas very early in the game. The only reason to have ling speed early on is to deny Protoss scouting, so he has to either overcompensate with cannons, extra cannons, since he doesn't know what you're doing, or so on, or it's easier for you to all-in him. If you're planning on playing a pure macro opener, you can really delay your speed quite a bit, as it's really just not necessary. I know it's quite common for Zergs to wait all the way until around 40 supply and then grab either 2 or 4 gases all at the same time. So anyways, this is very safe, very efficient economic opening against Protoss and can be used against Terran as well, as Destiny has shown. This is my last and final educational video. Be sure to watch the 3 previous ones if you haven't. My first video was a 10 pool speedling opener, and then I had a 14 gas 13 pool opener, and then I had a 14 hatch 15 pool opener. So thank you for tuning in. I hope these videos were helpful, and definitely follow my YouTube and my stream, and peace out.